Not that kind of Christian here. Note the new appearance. Well, a quick one. Everyone, not just in the Christian community, but across the world in all kinds of communities and all kinds of places, must have heard about the American Asbury Revival. Well worth quoting, well worth looking at. And I'm hearing all kinds of stories, watching all kinds of videos. Is it genuine? Who knows? Only God knows, if you ask me. But along those lines, I want just to point out to people that a lot of this stuff will often involve the exercise of what are called the charismatic gifts. And these are things like healing. These are things like the gift of tongues, speaking in a language unknown to yourself. The gift of prophecy means kind of what it says. And even as I say, the gift of healing and plenty of other things, right? You can find them referred to in the Bible. But I just want to say that despite what the majority of Christians believe, and particularly and obviously the evangelical and the charismatic Christians believe, I believe, as do others, that these gifts of the Holy Spirit ceased with the generation that knew and were with Christ, walked physically alongside him, and they were not passed down the generations. Now, what is so wonderful about that is that immediately will start an argument with Christians. I guarantee to you it will start an argument. Yeah, some of them, their kind of Christians, will be whipping out their Bible and telling me that this was passed by the laying of hands from generation to generation. It has, if you like, come from St. Peter and the shoes of the fishermen. Great film, I believe, once. Yep. But there is also, and has been, within Christendom, at least 70, 80 years ago, a tradition that said that after that point, these gifts ceased. So what you are seeing when you do things like see people speaking in tongues and stuff like that is just something called glossolalia, a kind of spiritual made-up prayer language, yeah? Just sounds, utterances, and things like that. They don't mean anything. Nobody interprets them, yeah? These gifts, it was argued, were given specifically to the disciples and specifically to those ministering at the time. They were given at a time, in a time, for a particular purpose.
Amen.
Now, one thing I would also say is that just because I don't believe in the charismatic gifts anymore, in what makes me, as I say, a cessationalist, yep, just because I don't believe in those, that does not mean that I do not believe in and celebrate the power and the presence and the activity of God's Holy Spirit within us, within Christians, and within this world. It does not mean I don't believe in that. So when you're watching all the revival stuff, think about it just a little bit more logically. If there's lots of speaking in tongues, lots of singing in tongues, lots of emotional outbursts, people being slain in the spirit, struck down, and all that lot, well, that may not necessarily be evidence that God is working. Take care. Bye.